I personally have huge aspirations for what I want this channel and for what I want us as filmmakers to become. I think that we not only have some talent, but we have, most importantly, the drive to want to get there. We all have talked about extensively how badly we want to be successful and how badly we want this all to work out, because this is what we want to do for a living, and we're willing to stake our careers and our lives on that.
I want us to be known as artists who do it for themselves. And I feel like nowadays a lot of audiences watch movies and it just doesn't feel like there's any heart and passion in it. And I want people to watch our stuff and think, these guys had fun doing this.
Our biggest dream is that us four can one day walk down a red carpet to our own movie premiere, because I think that would be like the most cool thing I could ever do in my whole life, is go to my local movie theater, go to Marcus Cinema, and see a movie poster for something that I made and go into the movie theater and be like, I was a part of making that. That would be just absolutely insane, and that's something that I really, really want to do. Action.
All right. We're a small high school film studio, and this is our thought process when we make our films. The idea of Whitetail started out with Zayd sending a fake airsoft BB gun to our group chat, and I saw it. I thought, wow, this could make a really good prop for a film because it just looks really realistic. I quickly came up with a short idea on a doc, and I sent it to the group chat. And Colton saw it, and he wanted to expand upon it.
So I was gone quite a bit during the summer that this was filmed because of baseball.
For this film, I was the main camera operator. I did most of the editing, and I was the one who typically scheduled out plans for filming. This was also the first film I decided to take color grading seriously, so I watched a ton of YouTube videos on how to get started on Premiere Pro.
I can't rub it in, I can't reach.
I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine like that.
A challenge that we faced filming was we were just getting mauled by insects. It was the middle of summer, it was hot outside, it was humid. The challenge was just getting through those days when you would just constantly get bit by mosquitoes outside. And a decision I'm proud of is for all the indoor tent scenes, we already knew going to that it would be really hot filming that outside in the middle of the forest. So we decided to move the tent into my garage.
Alright, so we just got this tent set up. It took like an hour filming. Let me get an inside tour real quick. Do some shooting in this joint, y'all know what I'm saying? Look, you can even see outside, boom.
And film all those scenes in my garage and do things like color grading and sound effects to make it seem like we filmed it outside. And I personally think that worked out really well, and it was a good learning experience. One thing I would improve upon is that the opening sequence seems to be a little too long. I feel like it just kind of drags out, not much is happening. So in the future, we decided to try and get rid of that type of stuff for hooks to a film. We just wanted to be kind of more, this happens and this happens, this happens, to keep the viewer more engaged. And I think that was a good learning experience that we got.
Kind of showed up toward the end, and I helped a bit with the sound design and the set design, but other than that, I didn't really do much with this project. Alright, Red Pin was a huge passion project of mine because I'd always wanted to do a Western film, but we were always limited by the sets in our area because we were from a small Wisconsin town. So going into the pre-production of this film, I spent a lot of time thinking about the sets before I actually started crafting the story. And this meant that I created this loner cowboy character who lived on the outskirts of a town because we didn't have access to an actual Western town. So that actually made me make this character that I actually had a lot of fun digging my teeth into, because he was this confident, philosophical, sort of stoic guy that had a lot of depth to him.
I fall down, and then I say, you Barons ruined Cripple Creek, and then they walk up, and then they don't say their line, and it like cuts to another shot, and then...
I wanted it to be a little bit slower from after you said your thing. And we could also, you could also,
I think actually if we just cut to like Emmett's face, then it would work.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
all right.
saying.
And this really cemented my process for acting, because we had like 30 minutes of driving to get to each one of these sets. And that meant for 30 minutes in my car, I could listen to like Johnny Cash, sort of old country slow music to kind of sink myself into this role of this guy who doesn't talk very much and has a lot of depth to him. So this was a great project, one of my favorites, and allowed me to really give my all to a product in terms of vocal delivery, and I'm so proud of this.
As the editor and colorist of this project, this is my favorite piece of work when it comes from a look standpoint. We were able to make Wisconsin truly feel like the Wild West through the orange hues and the set choices. This is also the first project we began to use a tighter focal length. For the majority of the project, we used 50 millimeter. Sometimes we went down to 35, but it mainly stood at 50 millimeter. And I feel like it just kind of made it feel more cinematic. Loose Ends was a continuation of our very first film, The Entorio 3, and I've always wanted to make some sort of sequel in a way to that film, because I'm still kind of proud of it to this day, and I feel like we could always do more with that universe. So when college season came around and I had to make applications, I thought my college application would be an excuse to make that continuation, which is why we have Loose Ends.
Alright, so when Zane approached me with this product idea, I got really excited because I love playing the role of Lorenzo, because he's such like this psychopathic maniac weirdo that there's so much that I can like dig my teeth into as an actor.
Then you slaughtered your brothers. Because you knew you'd never be better than them.
I am better. Because I won.
I really pushed myself to do more with color this time, using complementary colors such as green and red. You could see that pretty easily. And building on top of that, the main purpose of this film was to really push my abilities with visuals and telling a story with visuals. So I try to keep dialogue as minimal as possible, and I only really had dialogue in there to provide the context needed to understand the film. I would say the coolest shot that we got is the dolly shot near the start of the movie. We don't have access to a dolly, so what we did is we grabbed the Gorilla Pod, wrapped it around a skateboard, and I was basically slowly moving it backwards as the shot rolled. And after 30-ish takes of messing up, people laughing, we were able to get it. Another thing with visuals is I aimed to tell the story like it was a comic book. Every shot that I chose, I wanted to feel like you were looking at it through a comic book panel, and I feel like it paid off pretty well. There's always room for improvement, but he's in Mikey's fit right now.
And another really cool thing that I loved about this project was that there was no dialogue, which means that all of it I had to convey through facial acting, which was something I think I lacked at the time, and this project gave me like an outlet where I could improve my facial acting as an actor. Another thing that was really cool about this was we improved a lot in terms of set design and lighting, which occurred right after the filming of Red Pin, so that was already something that was on our minds, and it just cemented how important those things are for us as a smaller film studio.
We were approached by our teacher about an opportunity to film a reel for a company, and while we had never done anything like that before, we were excited to give it a shot, and we aimed to create something that looks professional and would catch the viewer's attention. When it came to post-production, a lot of color grading was used to add separation that would kind of direct the viewer's eyes towards the subject, which was often the food. If I were to do this again, I think one thing I would do differently is, in some of the shots I feel like the blue was a bit too much and became distracting, so if I were to edit again, I would make the blue less prominent.
We originally got the idea for senior occasions from our film teacher, who gave it a. We originally got the idea for senior occasions from our. I like the We originally got the idea for senior. Oh, sorry. So we originally got the idea for senior occasions from our film teacher, who gave it to us as an assignment. We then sat down, came up with the Batman scene, and executed that to a $0 budget degree.
Action.
You wanted me. Here I am.
We then worked on our normal films for about a month and a half when me and Zane came back to this idea during a brainstorming session where we listed out about 20 ideas we could do, picked out Whiplash because we thought it was the best one, asked our music production teacher, hey, is it okay if we use this room for this assignment, and then created Whiplash over the course of 3 days, 3 different filming sessions, in about like 6 or 7 hours. It was great. We enjoyed that process thoroughly, then did it another 5 or 6 times, and each time what we love so much about it is not only are they fun, but we get to analyze how these different filmmakers, actors, cinematographers come at these scenes, and we get to learn from those experiences too. So not only are they like pretty silly and fun, but they're great learning experiences, so we hope to continue doing them in the future.
Oh my dear God. Are you one of those single tier people? Do I look like a double flippin' rainbow to you?
For a normal Sunday night, it was 11 p.m. and we were bored and just wanted to film something. So in this project, we aimed to push our ability to use light and camera shots to create a sort of uneasy effect, which I don't think we've ever done before. So I thought that was a really good learning experience. Me and Colton were the main camera operators. Something cool that was also included in this was the fact that we used an anamorphic lens, the Siru 50mm lens, and I thought that worked out pretty well.
Alright, so I made What's in the Box alongside Zaid, apart from Zane and Colton, over the span of 48 hours for a challenge we did for our film class at the high school. And it was one of my favorite experiences I've had the whole year, because for 2 days I came in early to school and edited the whole thing myself, doing that for probably around about 10 or 12 hours, and filmed for probably 10 or 12 hours as well. It was an overall fantastic experience.
Aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil.
Glow sticks.
Harder was one of Colton's projects for film class, and although I only operated the boom mic, it was one of the funniest experiences that I think we've had as a group in a while.
Shot 16, take 10. And action.
We basically showed up with, Colton had a rough idea, we showed up and we just filmed. A lot of the shots took many takes because we kept on breaking, and a lot of good memories came from it.
Come on! This is why your dad left you!
So I've been kind of the head of the short form content, and you can see that we have like 200 videos on our channel. Most of those are because I'm putting out 2 shorts a day. That's helped me a lot with editing experience and my usage of Premiere Pro. I've enjoyed that a lot. I'm not taking it super seriously, but it's made me better as an editor.
Consumerism was another film that we made for a college application. It was me and Colton's submission, and we kind of just wanted to do another film that had visuals, not a lot of dialogue. One of the coolest parts about this film is the cardboard boxes. And we were able to acquire them from our film teacher, who had just abundance of those for her 3D design and build class. So we just kind of stole them, we built them, we stacked them up, used them, and then we tore them back down and returned them.
Stoicism was this like crazy lighting and conceptual project that we had. It was almost like this hope core thing that we wanted to do with a lot of philosophy embedded into it. It took place over about a month-ish of filming because we had to get so many different shots and so many different locations and all of this like weird trippy lighting. But overall I was very happy with the project and was very proud of it.
Action.
I think you're very nice. I think you're a great person.
This guy keeps smiling, bro.
Go like a sentence before.
I don't know what I said the sentence before that.
I think it's fine then.
Okay.
Ready, set, action. We are a small high school. We'll do it again. We'll do it again.
I wasn't even filming.
You weren't? Oh.
It as like an assignment. We got it as an assignment.
As the editor and color as the editor and color. As the editor and color does. Oh my god!
We kept enjoying it. We enjoyed it so much, and now I'm rambling a ton.
Now we enjoyed it.